A potentially deadly virus that was once eradicated appears to be making a comeback. We hear from a doctor about just how easy measles is to catch. AI legal help will show you the new service that one lawyer says is the future of the legal profession. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. The CDC has issued an alert following a dramatic increase in measles cases. We're only 3 months into 2024, and health experts say there are already as many measles cases this year as we had all of last year. Most of the cases involve children who have not received a measles, mumps, or rubella vaccine. California and 16 other states have reported cases, and doctors say measles is easy to catch.
A highly contagious virus. It also spreads airborne, which means it can travel long distances. So if somebody with measles walks into a room of 100 people who are not immune, 90 of those 100 people will get measles.
The latest CDC data shows vaccination rates among kindergartners have dropped between 2019 and 2022, leaving about 250,000 kindergartners susceptible to measles each year. People living in Irvine are being told to be vigilant following a series of break-ins. Irvine has had 34 home burglaries in little over a month. A neighbor tells us she's heard of 7 happening just in her neighborhood alone. She also says that she's been beefing up her security, which is what police say everyone should do.
We've stepped up our security system, and I know a lot of my neighbors have stepped up their security system, but we've never had to in the past.
Investigators believe many of the burglaries are the work of organized crime rings. 2 weeks after the election, it's still not clear whether Proposition 1 will pass. This is the bond measure to build mental health facilities. It's leading by less than 20,000 votes out of more than 7 million that have already been counted. Governor Newsom is a big supporter of Proposition 1. He says it's needed to address the homeless crisis. A week ago, the yes vote was leading by a wider margin, but that lead is smaller now. There are still hundreds of thousands of votes that need to be counted. All right, it's time to say goodbye winter and hello spring. Let's check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon to see what the new season has in store.
Hi, everyone. Spring officially arrives Tuesday, March 19th at 8:06 p.m. It's that time of year when the sun's rays are directly over the equator. And equinox is Latin. It means equal night. And about this time of year, we have about 12 hours of daylight. Now, that spring feel is going to last a few days. It looks like Mother Nature got the memo. Look at the trend for Los Angeles. We'll have 70s all the way through the end of the week. Friday, just a touch cooler, 69. But look at how much we cool over the weekend. Even though officially it's spring, it's going to feel a little more like winter this weekend. The temperature's coming down. We're going to have a weak system that approaches the west coast that could bring us a chance for rain. Right now, chance of rain increases on Saturday, 50%, but could linger through early next week.
Pasadena has passed a resolution that supports a ceasefire in Gaza between the Israeli military and the Hamas terrorist group. Monday night, hundreds of people came out to make their voices heard. The meeting was held at the Pasadena Convention Center to accommodate the 500 people in attendance. There were more than 200 speakers. Most supported the idea of a ceasefire, but some spoke against it.
Your actions today are going to have a direct impact on the American Jewish community, specifically here in Pasadena. Jews are the proxies of Israel, and we are the target for the hatred that is coming out.
As a black person in America, we know oppression and apartheid when we see it, and when we see it, we cannot stand for it.
The move is purely symbolic. However, people say it's one that still matters. Turning now to the mounting legal and financial concerns for former President Donald Trump. His attorneys say he's in a financial bind because he cannot come up with the cash to post a bond of nearly $500 million. That bond is due in a few days for a civil fraud judgment in New York. If the bond is not paid by Monday, then New York's Attorney General can seize his properties to satisfy the judgment. Trump is appealing the case. There is an outpouring of support for a food truck owner in Long Beach. He was stabbed while trying to help a woman who was robbed. Maricela Ferrero says that she was on her way to work early last Sunday morning when a man snatched her purse and her phone. Brian Ticoon was nearby and says he was just in the right place at the right time.
I told her not to worry about it, to take a breather and try to relax, that I'll get her stuff back.
I told him I was so thankful what he did for me, and not even knowing me. It helped me so much. He might have avoided that happening to me. He saved me.
Brian chased down the thief. The two got into an argument and a physical fight, and Brian managed to get her belongings back. But during the fight, he was stabbed and is now unable to work. So far, friends and family have raised more than $27,000 to help pay for his medical bills and recovery. A new website is now offering AI legal services for those who may not be able to afford a lawyer. ABC4's Ted Chen spoke to its founder, who tells us he believes it may be the future of the legal profession.
People often can't afford legal help that they need.
Too many clients, not enough lawyers. Harvard law and business grad and California attorney Charlie Hernandez says that's what motivated him to start My Pocket Lawyer, a website that uses AI technology to give people legal help for free.
We've had the product up and running for not very long, just a few weeks now. We've already been able to help more people with their legal issues than some of the largest law firms in California combined.
Hernandez says My Pocket Lawyer could help thousands of Angelenos who have been evicted or face eviction, who have immigration issues or are victims of wage violations but don't have the money to pay a lawyer.
My boss stopped paying my salary. What can I do?
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll do my best to make sure you get what's owed to you.
In this demonstration video, an AI voice instructs a person who claims she's owed wages to upload her employment contract.
Based on our analysis of your employment agreement, you are currently owed $150,000.
Hernandez says My Pocket Lawyer will ultimately benefit lawyers by providing potential referrals if people need to go further.
What kind of disclosures are there for people who use this? What if they get what they feel is bad legal advice?
So far, we've helped thousands and thousands of people and have not had a single complaint about providing bad legal advice. Listen, we are not providing, per se, legal advice. We're providing legal information.
Is this the future of law?
I think so.
Ted Chen, NBC4 News.
There is no place like home. The FBI has returned the original pair of slippers worn by Judy Garland in the Wizard of Oz movie to its rightful owner. It turns out the shoes were on loan by owner Michael Shaw to the Judy Garland Museum in Minnesota when they were stolen back in 2005. Shaw filed an insurance claim and was reimbursed for the loss. The shoes are now in the care of Heritage Auctions, which plans to take the shoes on an international tour before going up for auction. 2 men were charged in connection with the theft. The LA Unified School District is expanding its savings account program, which helps students reach college regardless of financial status. ABC4's Lauren Coronado explains why the district says it just makes dollars and cents.
It's one of the largest children's savings account programs, marking a big milestone, and city leaders are expanding the program.
But it's a real substantial investment in young people for their future, for the stability of their families' financial futures as well.
LA City Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez announced more than 100,000 LAUSD students have been provided free college savings accounts with an initial $50 deposit since the program Opportunity LA was launched 2 years ago. The City of LA, LA County, LAUSD, and Citibank have been partnering together ever since and have secured additional funds to keep the program going. First grade students at participating schools will be provided accounts automatically and should receive a welcome kit in the mail during the spring semester.
They should go to opportunityla.com in order for them to identify the resources and how to start their accounts. The options for this program begin in April.
In addition, Councilwoman Rodriguez says she secured a $1.5 million grant from the state of California dedicated to outreach efforts. And students' accounts are expected to become available next month. Reporting in Sylmar, I'm Lauren Coronado, NBC4 News.
We're now hearing from Long Beach State's head coach, who was fired just days before the team earned a bid to the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Coach Dan Monson was fired last week after losing 5 straight games. But the school let him stay on for the Big West Conference tournament last weekend. The team ended up winning the whole thing, taking Coach Monson with them to the big dance.
When they gave me the keys to the car 17 years ago, I always knew it was leased. And I knew that lease would run out, and last Monday it did, but I went for a heck of a ride in that car.
Long Beach State plays the Arizona Wildcats on Thursday. They're a major underdog, but the players say they want to pull off the upset for their coach. A new exhibit at the Richard Nixon Library in Yorba Linda features portraits painted by former President George W. Bush. The exhibit is called Portraits of Courage, a commander-in-chief's tribute to America's warriors. The portraits are of U.S. military members who have served our nation since 9/11. The exhibit features 66 full-color portraits and a 4-panel mural painted by former President Bush of 98 service members.
President Bush has gotten to know many of these veterans personally, and through these portraits, it helps tell the story of their service and their sacrifice for this country.
The exhibit will be at the Nixon Library through May. A Studio City burger restaurant is scoring another perfect rating with one of the internet's most popular food critics.
All right, guys, so you guys know how I feel about LA food. It's not my favorite, but I got a good recommendation about this place. It's called Easy Street Burgers. I'm from New York, so burgers is like one of my main things. Wow.
Yeah, I see that. Seconds is crazy. She said,
And this is rapper Cardi B talking about Easy Street Burgers on Lankershim. After its initial 10 out of 10 rating last October, the business has seen a huge boost in customers, with people waiting 1 to 2 hours for their meals. Cardi called her jalapeno monster burger perfect. Ooh, it sure looks delicious. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.